me tell you, when it comes to making money, Spain has a long and fascinating history. The whole operation is run by a place called the Fábrica Nacional de Moneda y Timbre, or FNMT for short. You can just call it the Royal Mint of Spain. These are the folks who have been in charge of minting the country's currency for centuries. They're not just printing banknotes. They are striking the beautiful coins that end up in people's pockets and, more importantly for us, in collectors' albums. The FNMT is a world-class institution known for its high-quality work and intricate designs. They take their job very seriously because every coin they make is a small piece of Spanish history and art. Now, before 2002, the money in Spain was the peseta. I've seen a ton of pesetas come through my shop over the years. It was the currency for over 130 years, and it saw Spain through a lot of changes: monarchies, republics, a civil war, you name it. The peseta had its own system of coins and banknotes, with denominations ranging from small centimo coins to large peseta values. People got used to it. It was part of their daily life, part of their identity. When you handle an old peseta coin, you're holding something that a regular person in Madrid or Barcelona used to buy bread or a newspaper. That's the real story behind these pieces of metal. Then came the big switch. In 2002, Spain, along with many other European countries, adopted the euro. This was a massive change. Suddenly, the familiar pesetas were out, and these new euro coins and banknotes were in. The exchange rate was set, and people had to trade in their old money. For coin collectors, this was a huge moment. It marked the end of one era and the beginning of another. The euro system is standardized across the Eurozone, with common designs on one side and national designs on the other. This meant Spain now had a new canvas to show off its culture, and the FNMT was ready for the challenge. The Spanish money system today is all about the euro. You have 8 standard coins, from the 1-cent piece all the way up to the 2 euro coin. The heads side, or the obverse, is where Spain gets to put its own stamp on things. Typically, you'll see a portrait of the king, King Felipe VI today, or other important Spanish symbols. This is where commemorative coins really come into play. The 2 euro coin in particular has become the go-to for celebrating important events, people and places. It's a system designed to be both unified and diverse, and for a collector, that's where the fun begins. It gives us a whole new world of coins to hunt for. Alright, so you want to get into Spanish commemorative coins. The first thing you need to know is that they come in 3 main types. It's not as simple as just finding a cool-looking coin in your change. The first and most common type is the circulating commemorative coin. These are the coins you could actually find in your pocket if you're lucky. In the Eurozone, these are almost always 2 euro coins. The mints release them into general circulation with a special design on the national side to mark an event. The idea is that millions of people will see them, use them, and have a little piece of history pass through their hands. They have a limited mintage, but it's usually in the millions, so they are accessible to almost everyone. Next up, you have the collector coins. Now, these are a whole different ballgame. These coins are not meant to be spent at the grocery store. They are specifically created and marketed for numismatists. That's the fancy word for coin collectors. They are often made of precious metals like silver or gold, and they come in special packaging, like a display box with a certificate of authenticity. The FNMT produces these to celebrate major cultural events, historical anniversaries, or famous artists. Think of them as miniature metal sculptures. Their value isn't based on their face value. It's based on the metal content, the rarity, and the artistry. These are the showpieces of a collection. The third category is what I call the team effort coins. These are coins made as part of a multinational series. Spain participates in several of these programs, like the Ibero-American series, which involves Latin American countries and Portugal, and the Europa Star program, which unites various European nations under a common annual theme. Each country issues a coin based on that theme, but with its own unique design. This is great for collectors because it creates a defined set you can try to complete. It's like a treasure hunt across different countries, all linked by a single idea. These series often produce some of the most beautiful and sought-after designs. So, to recap, you've got your everyday commemoratives, your high-end collector pieces, and your international series coins. Each type offers a different collecting experience. You can be a casual collector trying to complete a set of €2 coins, or you can be a serious investor hunting for low mintage silver and gold proofs. Understanding these three categories is the first step. It helps you figure out what you're looking at, why it was made, and most importantly, what it might be worth. It's all about knowing the story behind the coin, because every coin has one. To really understand Spanish commemorative coins, you need to look at the timeline. It's a story with some major turning points. For a long time, Spanish coins were just about the monarch's portrait and the coat of arms. But in the 20th century, that started to change. The idea of using coins to celebrate something other than the ruler began to take hold. We're talking about marking big national events like the World's Fair or an important anniversary. This shift was slow at first, but it laid the groundwork for everything that came later. The official mint, the FNMT, was key. When they decide to make a commemorative, it's official. It's a government-backed piece of history. A huge milestone came in the years leading up to 1992. Spain was hosting two massive international events, the Summer Olympics in Barcelona and the Expo 92 World's Fair in Seville. This was Spain's moment to shine on the world stage, and the FNMT went all in. They issued a whole series of commemorative peseta coins for both events. These weren't just one or two coins, it was an ambitious program with different designs and values. This really kick-started modern coin collecting in Spain. It showed that coins could be beautiful, popular souvenirs that captured a moment in time. It was a game changer. The next major event on our timeline is January 1st, 2002. This is when the peseta officially bowed out and the euro took over. For the coin world, this was monumental. All of a sudden, the entire basis of Spanish coinage was new. The designs, the denominations, the very metal they were made of, it all changed. This transition created a clear dividing line for collectors, the peseta era and the euro era. The FNMT had to design a whole new set of national sides for the €8 coins, and this gave them a fresh start. It was a challenge, but also a massive opportunity to redefine Spanish numismatic art for a new century. After joining the euro, it took a few years for Spain to issue its first circulating commemorative. The first Spanish €2 commemorative coin came out in 2005. It celebrated the 400th anniversary of the first edition of Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. This was a big deal. It was the first time a special design was released to the public on a Spanish euro coin. Since then, Spain has released at least one new €2 commemorative every year. Another key moment was the start of the UNESCO World Heritage Site series in 2010. This ongoing series has become the backbone of Spanish commemorative collecting, celebrating the country's incredible cultural landmarks one coin at a time. When people talk about modern Spanish commemoratives, the conversation often starts with the peseta coins from the late 1980s and early 1990s. This was truly a golden age. Before this, commemorative coins were sporadic, but the run-up to the 1992 Barcelona Olympics and the Seville Expo changed everything. The FNMT released a fantastic array of coins in different denominations, from the everyday 25 peseta coin to larger, more valuable silver coins. The Olympic coins featured various sports like running, jumping, and discus throwing, all rendered in a cool, stylized modern art form. They were incredibly popular, both in Spain and with international collectors. These coins weren't just for collectors, some of them were meant to be used. The smaller denomination peseta coins, like the 25 and 50 peseta coins, were put right into circulation. I remember seeing the 25 peseta coins with the hole in the middle. They were nicknamed La Peseta del Agujero. For the Olympics, they issued versions featuring different sports. People would try to collect all of them from their pocket change. It was a brilliant way to get the entire country excited about the games. These coins captured the national pride and optimism of that time. They weren't just money, they were little pieces of the Olympic spirit. What makes some of these peseta-era coins really interesting for collectors today are the errors. Look, when you're minting millions of coins, mistakes happen. Sometimes the die is misaligned, or there's a flaw in the metal. For the 1992 coins, there are a few known errors that are quite rare. For example, some coins were struck with the wrong orientation, where the front and back don't line up correctly. These are called giro, or rotation errors. Finding one of these is like hitting a small jackpot. It's the kind of detail that hardcore collectors look for, and it can turn a common coin into something much more valuable. The Seville Expo 92 also got its own set of coins. These often featured themes related to the Age of Discovery, which was the theme of the fair, celebrating the 500th anniversary of Columbus's voyage. You'd see designs with old ships, navigational tools, and maps. Like the Olympic coins, these were issued in both base metals for circulation and precious metals for collectors. The silver 2000 peseta coins from this era are particularly beautiful. Holding one of them, you can feel the weight and appreciate the craftsmanship. The peseta era gave us a fantastic legacy of coins that tell the story of a modernizing Spain stepping confidently onto the world stage. When the euro arrived in 2002, it really opened up a brand new world for Spanish coin collectors. The focus shifted almost entirely to the €2 coin for circulating commemoratives. Each year, Spain releases a new design to celebrate something important. The first one, in 2005, honored Don Quixote, which was honestly a perfect choice. Since then, they've covered everything from the anniversary of the Treaty of Rome to famous architectural sites. These coins are minted in the millions, so they're not super rare, but completing a year-by-year set is a fun and totally achievable goal for any collector, especially beginners. It's a great way to learn about Spanish culture and history. Beyond the circulating €2 coins, the FNMT got really creative with its collector issues. These are the ones made from silver and gold, sold at a premium. They come in all sorts of denominations you'd never see in circulation, like 10, 12, 20, or even €200. The €12 coin was a unique Spanish thing for a while, a silver coin issued annually between 2002 and 2010. After that, it was replaced by 20 and then €30 silver coins. These pieces are often dedicated to themes like Spanish painters, royal anniversaries, or major sporting victories, like when the Spanish football team won the World Cup in 2010. That coin was a huge hit. One of the most important things to watch with these Euro-era coins is the mintage number. This is the total number of coins produced. For the circulating €2 commemoratives, the mintage can be anywhere from 4 to 8 million. But for the collector coins, the numbers are way lower. A special silver-proof coin might have a mintage of only 5,000 or 10,000 pieces for the entire world. That scarcity is what really drives up the value. When the FNMT announces a coin with a very low mintage, collectors pay attention. They know it's going to be hard to find later on, so they try to buy it right from the mint. A great example of this is the UNESCO World Heritage Series on the €2 coins. Since 2010, Spain has been working its way through its long list of UNESCO sites. The first coin featured the historic city center of Córdoba. Others have showcased the Alhambra in Granada, Gaudi's work in Barcelona, and the caves of Altamira. These coins are incredibly popular across Europe because so many people collect €2 commemoratives from every country. The Spanish series is considered one of the most beautiful and consistent. It's really a fantastic numismatic journey through the cultural treasures of Spain, and it's still ongoing. You can't talk about Spanish coins without mentioning the big international series. These are special programs where Spain collaborates with other countries, and honestly, they produce some of the most stunning coins out there. The most famous one is probably the Ibero-American series. This started back in the 1990s and brings together Spain, Portugal, and most of the countries in Latin America. Every couple of years, they agree on a common theme, like historic ships or architecture and monuments, and each country designs its own coin. They are almost always made of silver and share a common motif, like the coats of arms of all participating nations. The Europa Star program is another major one. This is a Europe-wide initiative where many national mints issue a coin based on an annual theme. The themes are broad, like European explorers, peace and freedom, or Gothic architecture. Every coin in the series bears a common logo, the Europa Star. This connects all the different national issues together. For Spain, this is a chance to showcase its own contribution to European culture within that theme. For example, for the painter's theme, Spain issued a beautiful coin dedicated to Salvador Dalí. These coins are highly collectible, and people really love trying to assemble the full European set each year. The big one for circulating coins is, without a doubt, the UNESCO World Heritage Site series. This is Spain's own signature series, and honestly, it's brilliant. Started in 2010, the plan is to eventually feature all of Spain's UNESCO sites on the national side of the €2 coin. This is a long-term project that could run for decades, which is fantastic for collectors because it gives them something to look forward to every year. The designs are always top-notch, showcasing architectural marvels like the Burgos Cathedral or the Aqueduct of Segovia. The series has become a flagship for the Royal Mint and is popular all over the world. What's great about these series is they give a collection structure. Instead of just buying coins randomly, you have a clear goal. Complete the Ibero-American set for a specific year, or get all the Europa Star coins with the Baroque and Rococo theme. It adds another layer to the hobby. These coins often come in beautiful presentation cases, and with detailed booklets explaining the history and design. They are more than just money. They are curated pieces of art and history, designed to be appreciated as part of a larger, interconnected story. For a serious collector, these series are really the heart of a modern Spanish collection. The design of a coin is its soul. In Spain, the portraits of the monarchs have always been a central feature. During the peseta era, most coins featured King Juan Carlos I. As he aged, his portrait on the coins was updated, which actually gives collectors a way to track the passage of time. When he abdicated in 2014, the coinage changed to feature his son, the new King Felipe VI. The first coins with King Felipe's portrait appeared in 2015. This change was a major event for collectors, who rushed to get the first issues with the new monarch. The royal portrait is a tradition that connects the modern euro back through centuries of Spanish history. But it's not just about the king. The artistry on commemorative coins has evolved a lot. In the peseta days, the designs were often classical and formal. But as we got into the 1990s and the euro era, the artists at the FNMT started getting more creative and modern. They began to experiment with different styles and textures to make the designs pop. The UNESCO series is a great example. They have to fit a massive structure like a cathedral or a palace onto a tiny coin. And honestly, they do it with incredible detail. The artists use perspective and shading to create a sense of depth, making the coin a small masterpiece. One of the most exciting developments in recent years has been the use of special features, especially color. For a long time, coins were just one metallic color. But now, mints have the technology to apply color directly to the surface of a coin. The FNMT has used this for some of its silver collector coins. For instance, a coin celebrating a famous painter might feature a full-color reproduction of one of his paintings. This really brings the design to life. They have also produced coins with selective gold plating, where parts of a silver coin are highlighted in gold. These are called bimetallic or selectively plated coins, and they are always a big hit. Another interesting feature is the latent image. This is a security feature you can find on some Spanish coins, including the standard 1 and 2 euro coins. It's a hidden image that changes depending on the angle you view it from. On the Spanish coins, you can often see the year of minting and the mint mark, an M with a crown, appear and disappear as you tilt the coin. While it's primarily for security, it's also a cool, high-tech feature that collectors appreciate. All these elements, the changing portraits, the artistic evolution, and the new technologies like color, make Spanish coins a dynamic and constantly evolving field. So, you've got a Spanish coin and you're wondering if you've struck gold. Here's the deal. A coin's value comes down to a few key things. The number one factor is rarity, which is directly tied to the mintage. How many were made? For a circulating €2 commemorative, a mintage of 8 million is common. But if Spain ever issued one with a mintage of just 1 million, collectors would go absolutely crazy for it. For the silver and gold collector coins, the mintage is already low, sometimes just a few thousand. The lower the number, the higher the demand. Always check the mintage figures. The FNMT publishes them, and you can find them in any good coin catalog. Condition is everything. A perfect, uncirculated coin that looks like it just left the mint is worth way more than the same coin that's been rattling around in someone's pocket for 10 years. Collectors use a grading system to describe a coin's condition, from poor all the way up to proof or brilliant uncirculated, or BU. A proof coin is the highest quality possible. It's specially struck with polished dies and handled with extreme care. These are the coins that come in fancy boxes. The better the condition, the more a serious collector is willing to pay. So, if you find a nice commemorative, put it in a protective holder right away. Don't forget about errors. Mint errors are the happy accidents of the coin world. A coin struck off-center, a coin with a piece of the design missing, or a coin struck on the wrong metal planche. These are rare mistakes that can make a coin incredibly valuable. One of the most famous Spanish errors is a 1982 World Cup 50 peseta coin, where some were accidentally struck with the reverse of a 100 peseta coin. These are very rare and sought after. Finding an error coin takes a keen eye and a lot of luck, but it's the kind of thing that makes coin hunting so exciting. Finally, where do you find all this information? For official details, the best place to start is the website of the Fábrica Nacional de Moneda y Timbre, or FNMT. They have a section for collectors with information on new releases. For a complete list of everything, you'll want a good catalog. Kraus Publications' Standard Catalog of World Coins is like the Bible for collectors. There are also specialized catalogs just for Euro coins. And don't underestimate online communities and forums. Websites like Numista have massive databases where you can track your collection and see mintage figures and variations. The key is to do your homework. A little knowledge can go a long way in this hobby. Spain has a rich numismatic history, and with these resources, you'll be ready to explore it.